What's up, guys? It's Enigma Hood, and today I want to talk about Paris Jackson. I should have made this video weeks ago when she tried to commit suicide, but I'm making it now. Better late than never. Of course, Paris Jackson is the only daughter of the late Michael Jackson, and she tried to commit suicide. And when I heard about that, it really affected me because it reminded me so much about what happened to Amanda Todd and what happened to Rita Parsons and all these other people who were bullied to death. And it made me realize that I had to make a video because we're supposed to reach out to these people while they're still alive, while there's still time to do something about it and to prevent these kinds of horrible tragedies. There was nothing we could do about Rita Parsons and Amanda Todd. We didn't know about these people. We didn't know who they were. We didn't know that they were in trouble. So thankfully, I'm really, really glad that she is okay now, Paris Jackson, and is getting help. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about her, and hopefully I can offer whatever little kind of help I can. Whether she sees this or not, she probably won't. But, let's say in the off chance she does, well, I'm going to do what I do. It seems like what contributed to her decision to try and take her life was a combination of bullying and the AEG lawsuit. And there are rumors, I don't know if this is true or not, so, forgive me if this is completely off base, but there are some rumors that say that she found out that she's being, not found out, but being affected by the claims that Michael Jackson might not be her father. First of all, these bullies are pieces of fucking shit. If I could kill every last one of these scumbags, I would. I really have no sympathy for them at all. Okay, and I can say that without any hesitation. They are scumbags. They're wastes of oxygen. And the world is better off without them. But with that said, we can't just go around killing people, right? So, the best way to handle these things is just not to care about these people. It seems like the majority of bullying occurred on the internet. And, but apparently she has said that she was bullied at her private school as well. Shame on that private school if they did not act to punish these bullies. Shame on them. All bullies must be punished and held accountable for their actions. I don't give a fuck. Why are they doing this? Probably are jealous. Okay? The cyberbullies, on the other hand, it's always, whenever you're lashing out like that, it's a reflection of your own self-loathing. These people feel inferior. They hate themselves. And in order to reduce the cognitive dissonance they have about their own self-loathing, they displace and they project outward, lashing out, trying to denigrate other people to make themselves, to delude themselves into thinking that they are superior when they are not. They are scumbags and they always will be. Now, whenever you're in the public spotlight of any kind, whether you're just a YouTuber on YouTube like me, or if you're the President of the United States like Obama, Obama gets so much hate. Really not all that dissimilar from cyberbullying. But he doesn't let it get to him, as he shouldn't, because these people have no impact on him. Why should you care about the opinions of a bunch of fucking morons who are expressing their own self-loathing? You don't. And I have my share of haters too. You think I give a fuck about them? Hell no. Now, but the big difference, though, is that people like Obama and people like myself chose this. We chose to put ourselves in the limelight, and we knew what to expect, and we were therefore able to prepare for it. Paris Jackson never chose this, and that is not fair. It was hoisted upon her, whether she liked it or not. Now, her father was a brilliant man. He knew how he grew up and how he never was able to have a normal childhood. So he wanted better for his kids. So that's why he always had them wear masks in public. And it worked. It was a great idea. But of course, you can't wear masks forever, so eventually they had to take off the masks, and then the media constantly harassed them, as they always do. You know, the media really, really pisses me off sometimes when they harass people, especially young children, for their own greedy purposes, because they just want to make money by selling these photos and getting them on their stupid, trashy magazines and shit like that. All for what? You want to ruin a child's childhood just so you can make a few bucks? Fuck you. You fucking scumbags. That is deplorable. And then, as a result, she had to face public scrutiny, whether she liked it or not. You know? And that's really unfair. So she never was able to choose whether she wanted this or not, and she was never able to mentally prepare herself beforehand because her father's no longer there to guide her. The next thing I want to talk about is the controversy of whether or not Michael Jackson is her father. I can say this without any hesitation. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether or not MJ is her father or not. How do I put this? I have a morbid desire to know whether or not he's really her father, just out of morbid curiosity, and that's it. So I would like to know, but from her point of view, does it truly matter whether or not Michael Jackson is really her father? Does it really matter? Does it really matter if she has the same genes as he does? No. For all intents and purposes, it doesn't fucking matter. This man cared about her tremendously. He loved her to death. That's all that really mattered, and he did everything that he could. He spent all of his resources and time to make sure that his children had the best childhood and could grow up to become the best people that they possibly could be. And that's really the only thing that matters. Whether or not you're genetically related to the person that loves you to death really doesn't fucking matter as long as you have someone that cares that much about you. As for the AEG thing, yeah, it's a real fucking shame that she had to be forced to testify in this thing. But let's face it, you know, AEG is responsible for hiring that scumbag Conrad Murray to be Michael Jackson's doctor. Okay, and they need to be held accountable for that. It's just a damn shame that she has to endure, you know, testifying, going to court, and having to deal with all this bullshit. And that's really hard for a 15-year-old to put up with. So, in conclusion, you know, we all have our tough times, okay? I've had my tough times, you've had your tough times, okay? And if you want proof of my tough times, they're all on YouTube, okay? I had tremendous problems with my ex-girlfriend. And I made videos about it, and I uploaded them to YouTube, and you can still watch them. I'm never going to take them down, because it happened. And I want people to see that there are low points in my life, but you can still recover from that, and still live a moderately happy life, despite the low points, because there's going to be high points later on in the future. And that's what matters. Anyway, that's all I got to say. This is Enigma Hood signing off.